First of all, I'd like to thank Joe and Kurt Anderson for putting on tonight. You all did a lovely job, and Judd as well for letting us use this hangar, the planes, everything, as well as my mom and dad, Jim and Debbie Pasco. Can I just get a round of applause for everyone with that? Second of all, I'd like to say a little something about my brother. My entire life, I have looked up to him. I have wanted to be him. I've wanted to follow in his footsteps for everything. And until this day right here, I've wanted to be him. I will say that. But until this day, I realized that he has chose his own path. And this path that he chose was with Kristen. And the first time that my mother, myself, and or my sister met Kristen, Clayton was deployed. She didn't really know much about us. She didn't really know anything at all about us. She was scared, exactly. But she was willing to meet us. And we had gone to Florida for my sister's college graduation. We had gone there for a trip, and we had made contact with Kristen. Clayton was overseas at the time, and we met with her. And the first impression I had of her was basically, wow. She cares more about my brother than anyone I have ever met in my life. I mean, more than my mom, more than my dad, more than anyone. Basically, she wowed the socks off of us three. And like I said, I mean, this is her. She hadn't met us. She had kind of made contact with Clayton. She told Clayton that, well, yeah, she's going to meet us, she's going to talk with us, whatnot. And we got to Disney World. So first of all, it's Disney World.
I said good luck.
Good luck. How do you wow your boyfriend's family when they're in Disney World? But she did it. I've never met anyone in my life that could talk about Clayton, could sit there and show true emotion like Kristen could out of the month and a half, 2 months that I've known that she had known Clayton. And from that very first point that I met her, I knew that she was going to love Clayton with all her heart the rest of her life. And since that very first meeting, I knew that she was going to be the best wife, girlfriend, whatever that Clayton ever met in his entire life. You know, whether they did get married at the time or whether it was something to come along down the road. I just knew as his younger brother that no one would care for him like she would care for him. And Clayton, 1 second, I want you to take your hand. I would like you to put it over top of her hand. I want you to cherish this moment because this is the only time for the rest of your life that you will have the upper hand. Everything from here, you're downhill. It's in her control. But really, the first time that we met Kristen, I mean, she was so confident, so outgoing that she would meet my mother, my sister, and I while Clayton was deployed. I don't know if any of y'all have ever met anyone who would come up to you and basically say, "Hey, I'm dating your brother." And I love him. I mean, she was confident enough that confident enough in their relationship that she was willing to meet us. And after that, I knew that that she was the one for him. She the way she spoke about him, the way her eyes lit up when she spoke about him, the way she smiled when she talked about him, I knew that she would love him for the rest of her life. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have her in my family. She's possibly the best thing that has ever happened to him and his life. And I can't help him for that. It's empty. But a toast to Joe for putting on this lovely evening tonight, as well as my mom and dad, Jim and Debbie, and as well as Kurt. I don't know if he is, Judd, excuse me. I don't know if he has gotten the recognition he has for tonight, for his hanger, for the planes and everything that he has provided us to make this evening possibly one of the best evenings I've ever had in my life. Again, to Clayton and Kristen, I love them both. May they live and may they prosper in the future and have many grandchildren. As much as